Hey guys, this is David Wynn with the Mortgage Edge podcast, brought to you by Click and Close Mortgage. Today I got a very beautiful special guest, Tanya Ketchum out of the Longview, Texas area. Tanya, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
I know. Those of you that are watching us on video, you can see a beautiful background. It's a beautiful, gorgeous day
Gorgeous.
in Texas. She's coming from you from Longview. I'm here in Dallas, Texas, and it's beautiful out there. So let's talk about you, Tanya, and your real estate journey. I mean, you're doing big numbers out there. You're killing out there, but there's a little bit of a secret. You haven't been in the business that long. How long have you been in the business, Tanya?
I got my license in November of 2021,
Okay.
and I haven't looked back. It's been great. I've enjoyed it. Coming from, I did dentistry for 25 years and a job 8 to 5, and now I can kind of make my schedule, and I'm still helping people, and that's what I like.
I know. I love it. I love your story. The fact that you've been in there, less than 4 years. Even though you're semi rookie, semi veteran, you're putting up very much better numbers. There's people that's been in business 20 years that are not doing what you're doing. You definitely have a passion for it and a love for it. So let's kind of talk about what made you get into real estate from a 25-year career in dental hygienist or in dentistry.
My mother-in-law has been in real estate down here for probably 20 years. And when we decided to move down here, I decided just to do something totally different. New state, new career, new beginning. And she helped me through it and just kind of guided me, and it's been wonderful.
Do y'all work together, or is she just the mentor?
She is in the same brokerage as I am. She's
Okay,
slowing down, so she's kind of starting to retire, and I'm just trying to pick up her pieces and keep going.
that's awesome. Hey, man, 20 years of business. That's a great piece to pick up.
Yeah,
The fact that she's slowing down on it. Well, let's talk a little bit why you moved out there. You're ex-military, right? You're
yeah.
trying
My husband is was military stationed at Fountain Fort Carson in Colorado, and that's where I was born and raised. And if you would have told me 5 years ago that I'd be living in Texas doing real estate, I'd tell you you're crazy. There's just no way I was moving away from my family, but things change and we decided to do it, and it's been probably the best move for the whole family. Not just me, but the whole family.
is he retired, or is he still?
No, he just got out, and my husband now is a instructor at Kilgore College for the lineman program.
Okay.
And then my son is in the lineman program. He is a lineman up in the Denton area up there by you.
Hmm.
And then my daughter is getting ready to go to college, and she rodeos. So we stay busy with that.
Man, well, Texas is the best place for you. I love that you're
Oh,
here.
you're right.
So let's talk a little bit about your real estate journey. You're doing a lot of great things. I know one of your secrets of getting leads is Zillow, right? Don't you generate a lot of leads and referrals from Zillow?
I take whatever I can get. I mean, I do the Zillow, the Realtor, whatever comes up, I take it because a lot of times 9 out of 10 it's not going to go through with something. So I just pick up as much as I can, reach out as soon as I get my referral, and you can tell if someone's wants to just look or if someone's ready to buy.
Right.
And so the ones that are ready to buy, pre-approved, ready to buy, I really focus on them, and I try to put all my effort into them. Not saying I don't the other ones, but I'll just kind of text the other ones and say, "Hey, how's it going?" But I really try to hustle the ones that are ready, because I know when I was buying a house, I wanted to see that house right then. I wanted to do it right then. And so I think being um, quickly on the referrals and responding to them and getting them in to see the house helps.
And what do you find out there in Longview, Tanya? Are they mostly people that are moving to the Longview area from out of town, or is it just people moving from around the area?
I see a lot of moving from out of state here to the Longview Tyler area, and then just relocating from Houston, San Antonio, moving up here into the country, into the East Country where they can have some land without being in the city.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And let's talk about your. So you want to plug your brokerage? What brokerage do you work for?
I work for Bold Real Estate, Suzanne Smith in Longview, Texas.
That's a boutique real estate firm, isn't it?
It is.
That's awesome.
She is top notch. Um, First broker, I mean, obviously the first broker I went with, and I just love her. She's been absolutely amazing. And I like that she is always, always there for us, and she has our back no matter what. I mean, she will do whatever she can
Yeah. Well,
to help us.
let's talk about the last year. I mean, I've seen your numbers. We don't need to talk about it, but 2024 was a really good year for you. Where they said 2024 was the one of the worst year in real estate in the last 20 or 30 years. Um, you being a rookie, I guess someone told you that you were supposed to have a bad year.
Well, no, but I will tell you, I've been called a Pop Tart. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, what's a pop
A Pop Tart is an agent that will, as soon as they call and say, I want to see this house, you jump up and you go show it. um, just starting out, I felt like I had to be that kind of agent to be successful and to get the business. So I did whatever I could. And
And
I was a Pop Tart, and I can tell you the Pop Tart is wearing off on me because it's a lot. You're
yeah,
just kind of at their whatever they want to do, and you just kind of got to go with it. Um, but I think that has helped me also. And I'm getting once they meet me, they refer people to me and everything. So I don't know. It's been good. It's been really good.
well, I love the name Pop Tart, and I love the name. One thing I tell people all the time is that real estate doesn't sleep. They think that people that are real estate we're just cashing checks all day long, drinking pina coladas by the pool, and just cashing checks. What people don't realize is it's a 24/7 job.
Oh,
And it's
you never get a break. It
uh,
follows you everywhere.
I'll reference you. Those people that'll call you, hey, can I go see this property in 2 hours or an
Yeah,
hour, even at
yeah,
times,
yeah.
if they're interested, and you don't know that's the person that's going to buy,
Absolutely. Yeah. And can show somebody 10 houses and they end up saying, oh, we're going to move to a different area where you don't cover. And you just spent 2 weeks looking at houses. But that's part of it. When you sign up for this, you got to just take that chance.
Yeah, let's just talk about that. We're a mortgage lender. One of the things that a lot of agents ask for is a pre-approval before they'll even show them a house. What's your philosophy on that?
I think if it's a high dollar home, I think asking for a pre approval before showing is acceptable. But I think if you're showing like a 250, 300, and for instance, I have a client up in Dallas that they're looking to relocate down here and find a lake house. And they found a lake house, but the seller would not let us see it unless there's a pre-approval. And my lady said, "Well, I don't want to go through all that yet. I'm not ready to do that. I just want to look at it." And I think she is. I get the vibe that she is going to buy. So, um, but they said, "No, we're not going to show it unless you're pre-approved." So they walked away from it. Um,
Yeah,
which and it was like 250, 260, and it's just like it could be a buyer that you're letting get away because they don't have that pre-approval right away.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean, it's
Well, there's also the what I call the window shoppers out there. I love to get the perspective of everybody in the industry. I think you being a pop tart, your eagerness also gets you leads. There's some of the better people that maybe hasn't so much because they're so tightened on the rules and restrictions and stuff like that. So it's
Right.
just I always like to get insight on what are you doing out there to be so successful? What separates you from the other realtors? And that's one of the things. You
Yeah.
get Tanya Ketchum. That's probably why, 4 years in the business that you're doing more numbers than a lot of the veterans and stuff like that.
Yeah. As like
So,
I said, I pick up everything I can.
just being maybe 4 years, I see that you're more of a buy side agent,
Yes.
less listings.
Yes.
Did that it starts starting to grow or, uh,
I'm trying to get more listings. I I don't know. I just pick up whatever I
yeah.
can.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your. We talked about your husband. We talked about
Mhm.
your two kids. You're an empty. You're an empty nester now, right?
Not yet. She'll be graduating in May, and then we'll have the summer, and then she'll go to college.
What are y'all gonna do? I say it all the time. I have two young ones, and not young, so young. They're 16 and 14. I always say, I'm not ready for them to leave.
No, I'm not ready. I'm excited for her adventure. We do have horses, so that will keep us busy. And she will rodeo in college, so we'll be going wherever she goes.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, just living the life.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Is there a weekend that you're not out there showing houses or looking at houses or
Yeah, I do get some weekends where I don't have anything, and I'm like, oh, geez, what's going on? But I gotta remind myself, just stop, relax, and just enjoy the weekend you get. Because I go a lot during the week, and then I'm like, just relax. So, the weekends I don't do anything. We try to do stuff, and even when I have showings, we still try to do stuff outside. It's so pretty here. You can do it anytime.
yeah? You say you go. What's a typical life in the daily life of you, Tanya? Do you have a routine every single day? Do you go to the office? Do you just do you have a process that you try to keep in place? As a realtor, you're very independent. You kind of dictate what you do.
Yeah, you can do. That's the nice thing. You can do what you can kind of make your schedule. Um, I I try to do my showings in the morning,
Yeah.
and so I can, get home in the evening. But a lot of times people work, so they need evening. So um, I I try to keep them because I go within an hour of where I live. So I go Whitman
Oh
all
yeah.
the way up like to Carthage, Henderson, Marshall. So there's some times where I'm driving from Quitman to Jefferson up to Carthage. I try to get all of that done at the beginning of the week so the end of the week I can just kind of relax.
And that's round trip 2 or 3 hours. One.
It's a lot. There's some days that I all I do is drive and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So you have a successful real estate business. 4 years into it. Is there anything about real estate that keeps you up at night?
Keeps me up at night.
Yeah. What do you worry about? Anything? You seem so relaxed.
Yeah, I worry about a lot. I'm a people pleaser and I want everyone to be happy. And if that means that I have to give up something or do something, I do it. If I do something wrong, I've learned the older I get, I'm human. I'm gonna make mistakes. And I will tell you, when I make a mistake, I'm not going to put it off on somebody else or anything. I will tell you, I made this mistake and I've done it in real estate several times where I've made a mistake. But I think if you're honest with your clients, they respect that more than trying to lie about it and put it on someone else. Um, so yeah, I do. There's a lot of things that I'm like, oh crap, I didn't do that at 1 o'clock in the morning or this or that. But I know it's something I can get done.
Well, that's very. That's honest of you. So 2025, what, beginning of 2025, you've had a good start of the year. Do you see, 2025 being any different than 2024? Just in the
I would like to do a little bit more. Um, Maybe focus on a little closer to home. Um, but then again, I take what I can get, and I think that's what makes you or breaks you. I don't know. It's worked for me, so
Yeah, how does that work with those lead sources like realtor.com? Do you put a specific zip code in, or and you
yeah,
get
you have zip codes, and then just areas around here. And like I said, I try to do an hour where I live. And sometimes somebody will say we're going to live in Longview, but then change their mind and want to live in Texarkana or something like that. You've been working with them for a while, so if in that case, I will travel and do, if I can provide good service for them, um, then I will try to work with them going that way. If not, then I try to find an agent in that area that can help them.
yeah, that's the thing. You're in a rural community.
Yeah,
The zip codes in the city is congested, whereas zip code up where you're at could be 30, 40, 50 miles.
yeah. And that's why I think being a good person and having making friends throughout realtors, someone that lives up in Texarkana or someone that lives wherever that I can call and say, hey, can you help me on this or can you do that? And pretty much 99% of the people will say, yeah, of course. And then I always tell them, if you ever need my help, please let me know. And, so I think that helps.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Tanya, we could sit here and talk to you all day, but I'm watching that beautiful weather. There's probably things that you need to do. This is a lot of our, we're in real estate, so it's the beginning of our week. I know we're all busy. What should we have talked about that we did talk about today?
Hmm. The market is
Crazy.
is crazy. It is. And with school, at the end of school, people start putting their houses on the market. Um, Interest rates are coming down, which is nice. And it's, I think it's more of a buyer's market than a seller's market right now. And just because there's so many houses on the market. And I know in Longview, houses on the market are staying about 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And then in Tyler, it's about 4 to 5 months. So things are sitting on the market a little bit longer, but then the good ones go quick. So
Yeah. Well, I say it all the time. I mean, it's just it's definitely rate conscious. Rates been going down, but with all the tariffs and stuff like that, this week we saw a spike in rates.
oh yeah,
It makes people nervous.
oh absolutely,
People. I think it's when you're about to purchase the largest purchase of your life, the most money. Uncertainty is one of those things that makes you nervous, and
yeah,
it depend on you as their expert to kind of guide them and to lead them or whatever. I'm
yeah,
sure you're counseling a lot of people right now on what they should do.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Tanya, if I'm looking for real estate in the Longview area, and I want to get hold of you. How do I call you? What's your number? How do I get reach you?
You can reach me at 719-209-8062. Also have a page in the East Texas Magazine this month as a rising star. So check that out also.
That's awesome. And if you guys are watching this live and not on the podcast, you saw that go a lot across the lower thirds. And if I'm looking for real estate in the Longview, Tyler, East Texas area, there's only one lady I call. That's Tanya Ketchum. She's very sincere. She really wants to help people. And like she said, she's a people pleaser. So she's definitely going to please you. So Tanya, thanks for being with us today. I want you to
Yo,
go and enjoy your weekend. I don't know how much work you have to do. I'm sure it's going to be a lot, and it's going to be a beautiful weekend. I'm
yes.
David Wynn. I'm with the Mortgage Edge podcast. Thanks for being with us today, folks. We'll see you later.